Let's talk about structural psychology, the architecture of consciousness, and human cognition. Most paradigms of human change operate downstream from measurable reality. They attempt to modify behavior, reshape beliefs, or manage identity, treating symptoms while remaining entirely blind to the structural matrix of the mind that generates them. My work begins elsewhere. I'm Anita Kozlowski. My intellectual formation is rooted in formal mathematics, neuropsychology, and graduate degree psychology. Early in my career, I utilized LISREL, linear structural equation modeling, to mathematically map and analyze the complex parameters of human behavior. Concurrently, my clinical lineage took me deep into the operational mechanics of human change. I studied directly under Richard Bandler, Master Ericksonian hypnosis, and earned the status of master trainer in both disciplines. For decades, through intensive clinical practice, international workshops, and professional training, master classes conducted around the world, I tested the outer limits of behavioral and hypnotic interventions. And out of that extensive empirical clinical crucible, a profound realization emerged. Even the most sophisticated techniques in NLP and hypnosis do not guarantee consistent and predictable results. The reason is structural. Traditional modalities, alongside mainstream psychology, inevitably hit an absolute ceiling. They operate at or above the fourth level of cognition, identity. But human root issues do not reside at the level of identity. Your current identity, I mean the deep one, is merely a downstream output, a mathematical and cybernetic consequence of deeper preconditions that had to exist first for that identity to manifest. Identity is not the cause. It is a symptom of a deeper cognitive container. Applying my background in mathematics, neuropsychology, structural modeling, I began mapping the invariant architecture of the human mind. This inquiry led me to the discovery of the 9 cybernetic levels of the mind, unified under the constraint theory of human cognition and consciousness. The mechanics of the cognitive container is fascinating. Every human being operates within a bounded cognitive container governed by invisible axioms, rules, and structural principles. These parameters act as a topological boundary, an invisible wall that forms a specific bubble of human potential. Within that bubble, the system that we all are maintains homeostasis. From a rigorous systems perspective, the mind views any perturbation, including positive change or quantum leaps in capability, as a systemic threat. The architecture of your mind is engineered for survival, not self-actualization. It fiercely defends its internal axioms, locking the individual into an invisible prison where higher tiers of capability are literally unperceived, simply because they exist outside the local geometry of the system. True transformation, therefore, is not a matter of willpower, positive thinking, or motivational conditioning. It is a topological shift, the structural capacity to bypass a limited cognitive container and expand into a higher order of cybernetics, where previous constraints dissolve because the underlying axioms governing reality have been rewritten. Structural psychology and axiomatic therapy focus on that aspect of the human cognition. Structural psychology, refined over 21 years of empirical fieldwork and also tested across more than 1,500 individuals globally, is a definitive topographic map of human cognition. It introduces axiomatic therapy, a diagnostic and transformational framework that deconstructs human processing down to its fundamental root axiom. By identifying the exact structural constraint holding a system in place, we can engineer rapid, measurable, and permanent transformation in anyone. Furthermore, because energy can neither be created nor destroyed, only transformed, true psychological evolution is ultimately recognized as a fundamental energetic phase shift. Crucially, this framework does not invalidate traditional linguistics and hypnotic methodologies. Instead, it provides the missing master mind geometry. It equips NLP and hypnosis with the strategic precision required to transition from art to exact science. You are therefore not broken, and your limitations are not failure of character. They are the precise mathematical output of the cognitive container that you currently inhabit. To explore the theoretical foundation of this paradigm, I'm inviting you to examine the position paper hosted on this website. For practitioners, leaders, intellectuals ready to master the structural mechanics of human consciousness, review my upcoming professional training scheduled for 2027. Welcome to the architecture of the mind and welcome to structural psychology.